What happened to the new fireflies? Cut. What about Minecraft's Red Dragon? Also cut. With the many ups and downs that come with game development, some things that were shown off end up being cut. Today, we'll be looking into some of the previously announced features that won't be coming to the 1.19 Wild Update. Fireflies. Originally meant to be a companion mob for frogs, this little insect will not be appearing in the Wild Update. This little beetle would have been 2 pixels wide, beating out the baby turtle for smallest mob in the game. From the onset, the firefly was meant to be eaten by the frogs, providing the player a way to collect the new frog lights. Sadly, frogs can't eat fireflies in real life, otherwise they run the risk of poisoning themselves. And with Mojang's recent attempts at trying to keep the game more realistic, this small little bug won't be coming anytime soon. The Birch Forest Update. In the October 2021 Minecraft Live video, Mojang announced that they would be working on revamping some of the older biomes. They would provide more immersion and atmosphere to the different biomes. One of the concepts that they showed off in this event was the improved birch forests. The concept showed off taller trees, new mushrooms, flowers, and birch tree variations. Though recently, on May 10th, Mojang told the world that they would no longer be working on the firefly and the revamped forest ideas, stating that concept art is not a commitment for any upcoming features. The bundle. One thing that's always a constant no matter which version of Minecraft you're playing is that there never seems to be enough storage space. To help with all the small knickknacks and smaller stacking items that you collect during your escapades, the bundle was introduced. Meant to be released with the Caves and Cliffs update, this bag of holding would have allowed you to stack up miscellaneous pickups, up to a stack of 64 items, into a single inventory slot. This would have helped with the transportation of oddities such as ender pearls, eggs, and buckets, which are typically limited to stacks of 16. Though not completely rejected, Mojang has pushed this item's release into an indefinite hiatus. Fletching table functionality. This block lets you read a book. This block brews potions. But what does this one do? Several blocks were added into Minecraft with the Village and Pillage update in 2019. While many of these could be used to give villagers their professions and a job site, the blocks themselves don't have any functionality for the player. Recently in the Nether update, the smithing table was reworked to give the player a reason to interact with his block. Originally, the fletching table was to follow the same trend in the next major themed update, though it was later stated that it wasn't guaranteed for 1.16. To this day, it's unknown if there's anything planned for it in any upcoming release. Hopefully, we get a reason soon to keep this block around, other than to trade in sticks for emeralds with a resident Fletcher. Archaeology. In introducing the Caves and Cliffs update, Mojang premiered Archaeology to the world. This feature was heavily shown off, demonstrating how players, using the new brush tool, would be able to sweep away dirt and gravel in archaeological sites to discover artifacts. These artifacts were shown to range anywhere from unique ceramic shards to rare materials like diamonds and emeralds. Unfortunately, before the official release of the Caves and Cliffs update Part 2, Archaeology was announced to not be coming out in the Wild update, and would be postponed to an unknown future release. Elemental paintings. Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the 4 nations lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when Minecraft attacked. The 4 paintings have been in the game for almost a decade, with no official release since their arrival in the Pocket Edition 0.5.0 Alpha. Recently, the files have finally been added to Java in Snapshot 22W16A, hopefully meaning that they'll finally be available in-game. Red Dragon. Mojang said that they won't be adding any hostile mobs based off of real-world animals. But what about mythical animals like the dragon? Sure, we already have an ender dragon in the game, but back in 2010, Notch mentioned the Red Dragon in the Secret Update. The features introduced in Notch's Secret Updates, such as minecarts, boats, redstone, and sneaking, have all been mainstays of the Minecraft core gameplay, but there's still no sign of a Red Dragon. Notch mentioned that the Red Dragon would be less overpowered than the Ender Dragon, with it not being able to destroy blocks as it flew around. In another AMA, Jeb said that they would add the Red Dragon, but they're just not sure how, with Dinnerbone later tweeting that the Red Dragon is shelved and no longer in development. In December of that same year though, Dinnerbone changed his mind and said that, "I'm sure one day there will be a Red Dragon, just not right now though. Mangrove Swamp, but no Swamp Village." The Wild update is finally revamping the swamps, and with that comes a new home for the swamp villagers, right? So you'd think, but as of now, there's no possible way for a swamp village to naturally exist. In fact, the only way you would see a villager in their swamp outfit would be to either cure a zombie villager or breed a villager in the swamp biome. While I'm sure the Minecraft community is fully willing to create their own villages if they have to, we're just wondering when Mojang will decide to give a home to our swampy villagers. As far as we can say, it won't be in the Wild update. So, the Warden is Minecraft's newest, scariest boss. But what if we told you that wasn't always the case? One idea in development was that the Warden would ask the player really nicely to stop running away and instead come down for some tea and cake. Yeah, no joke. Don't believe us? Check out this tweet from Brandon, one of the gameplay developers at Mojang. Sadly, this didn't fit the image that Mojang had in mind for the Warden. So now, instead of tea and cake, we have darkness and sonic blasts. Alright, that should be all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, please. It just really helps us out a lot. Especially since we're just starting. So if you can just hit that subscribe button real quick, I'd really appreciate it.